Wrestling is trash. Wrestling is trash.
Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling is Trash, a nonsensical podcast where we talk everything professional wrestling, past, present, and quite possibly the future. I am one of your co-hosts of Wrestling is Trash, Nick Anicelli, coming to you live on this beautiful Trash Tuesday to talk everything in professional wrestling. You know, I named the episode March Madness for a reason, not just because of college basketball, but there's just a lot to talk about in the wrestling world, and that's what we do. We apologize once again for not being here last week. Shit happens in life, right? It'd be like that, right? But it's all good. Sometimes it's good to get a little rest or do what you have to do. Enough about me. Pass it over to my co-host, Lou. How you doing?
Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash, one of the Trash Boys here. Cutting loose on another Trash Tuesday here for you guys. I apologize for last week. I was under the weather. You're going to hear my voice go in and out. That's going to happen probably for this whole episode. I'm still kind of getting over things, but it's all good. I had a fabulous weekend. It was worth getting sick for. Went to a Less Than Jake show. It was fantastic. Had a great weekend in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's a destination spot. If you ever want to move anywhere, bro, move to St. Petersburg, Florida, bro.
I've heard good things about it because that's like that Tampa,
shit,
correct?
Bro, that shit is like right next to Tampa.
Yeah.
And that shit is literally just a town of like artists and like different kinds of like just different kinds of all kinds of people from all kinds of countries and all these different languages. Everybody's house is like, you know, there's no association for the housing. So like everyone's house is painted different. This lady had a pink house. Another lady had like all this shit drawn on her house, all these sculptures, and there's a lot of art. There's a bar like on every street. So I was there for St. Patty's Day weekend. It just happened to be on Sunday was St. Patrick's Day. So that place was locked down. You couldn't go nowhere without drinking something.
Hell yeah.
And that shit, it was incredible. Like it was honestly, it was amazing. So I highly recommend there. If I had the lottery, I'm out. I'm fucking completely out. Going over there, opening the Trash Boy Dog Rescue Clinic, and that's where I'm gonna live.
Now we in there. That same weekend was 316. I know we celebrated. We celebrated over here. Had some friends over. We're all wearing our Austin 316 shirts. Went a little hard on Friday, so we didn't go too wild on 316 day itself, but it was still a great time, honestly, all around, so I can't bitch or moan about that whatsoever. But yeah, Lou, there is a lot going on right now.
Before we do anything, we need to talk about this episode of Monday Night Raw that happened last night, bro. This episode of Monday Night Raw last night was an all-time Monday Night Raw. Now, I know I come on here all the time and I talk about I didn't watch Monday Night Raws. We talk about it all the time. We can't get through this 3 hours.
Both of us. It's both of us.
Literally can't get through these 3 hours. It's like, it's a fucking slog. After an hour and a half, you're like, fuck, man, I got another hour and a half of this shit. And you're waiting till the end to see what happens. And then I never end up making it. This episode of Raw was fantastic. Like, it wasn't, you know, technically the best, you know, they were still like one 1 minute women's match, which kind of takes away from it. But for what they had to do and what they had to do to sell for WrestleMania, like this show, bro. Listen, I'm gonna go on a little diatribe here, okay? Before we get into the details of this thing, let me just ask you, how the fuck does Cody come back from this? Like, how does he come back from this, bro? Even if, okay, first of all, let's say let's say The Rock and Cody were having a match at WrestleMania, which they're not, by the way. All this shit that's happening, that's building up this feud, and they're not even having a match. But whatever. Even if they were having a match, and even if Cody squashed The Rock, pinned them 1, 2, 3, and won the undisputed Intercontinental European Hardcore Championship, it still wouldn't be enough for what happened to him last night, bro.
Yeah, kind of like to say what you're saying, like they're not even having a match. Obviously, you got to think they're gonna eventually, the way this is going. But that's the crazy thing about this is we'll never know until The Rock, Roman, or Cody says it, what the actual plan was for Mania. This was the friggin' plan all along. If it really was Rock and Roman, we'll never know. But yeah, I don't know, because that's what I'm thinking. Like everyone was saying, like as much as we loved Raw, we don't get to say that often. What do you do on the go home show for Mania next week? Not even is that segment with the CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Last night was obviously very heavily focused on storytelling, not a lot of in ring. You know what I mean? Which I think is good for every once in a while. But yeah, I don't know how Cody. Like, I don't know what you do with Cody next week on Raw. I don't know. Maybe. Would you think it'd be kind of... Because the thing is, now you got the tag match, which cool, all about. Would it be, like, dumb if you just... See, I don't think they have the discipline to do it. But would it be cool if you just didn't have Cody on any TV or even house shows until Mania at this point?
No. Bro, if Cody doesn't come out on Friday, or... at the very least, if he doesn't come out next Monday with a machete in his hand and just storming the ring, looking for a bloodline, this thing is a fail. If Cody comes out, if the next time that Cody comes out, he's wearing his fucking pretty suit and he's smiling and he stands there and does his fucking what? No, bro.
Yeah, he's got to come out angry. I agree. He's got to be angry.
Cody just got little bro on national fucking TV for 10 straight minutes, bro. He got little bro so bad. Bro, he didn't even throw a punch.
Now, Rock,
he didn't try to gouge out The Rock's eye. He didn't try to reach up and slap him or pull his hair or eye poke him. He didn't do anything. He just laid there and got beaten and bloodied. And this guy talked shit to him the whole time, called him a bitch, told him he ain't shit, told his mama he ain't shit.
Yeah, bro, he told him, he said that's what happens when you, he said fuck on live TV. That's what happens when you fuck with the final boss.
Bomb. He said, this is what happens when you fuck with the final boss. So did you hear what it was that he said to him at the beginning when he came out? And bro, first of all, that entrance.
Yeah, that entrance was great. That entrance was great.
I don't know how they set up that little... I don't know. They had the stage. They had like a smaller stage.
Yeah, they went with the Survivor Series route again because they sold a lot of tickets.
Yeah, it was super small, and the way whoever's shooting this shit now for Raw,
way better than Kevin Dunn.
Oh my god, what an upgrade! Because the way they had the camera just facing out, and the lightning hit, and all of a sudden The Rock just appeared out of darkness, bro. It looked like he looked like fucking Thanos, like when he teleported into like the planet when he was fighting the Avengers, dude.
Yeah, and then he said, tonight I'm gonna make you bleed.
That's what I was asking. So they revealed he was like, I'm gonna make you bleed.
Yeah, and then I don't know, like I'm anytime I talk about The Rock, I just have to make it known he's my personal favorite of all time. So obviously, whoever you love, you're gonna type up a little more. But am I wrong in saying he's the best thing in this WrestleMania between this whole four of them with Seth and Cole? Like, am I wrong in saying that?
I'm the first one. I'm going to be the first one to fill out the apology form because on this very show, I've talked for the past few months. I don't want to see The Rock. No, fuck The Rock. The Rock's washed. I don't want to see him involved in this shit. Let's just get Cody, finish the story, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I'll argue with anybody and their mama right now. The Rock is doing his best work ever right now.
Honestly, me and my buddy were texting saying like, yo, like with the role he's on, like obviously we don't know what's going on in his personal life. Like he should stick around more and say, like, fuck Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Rock's one of them that, not saying he should be on TV every week, but he's that guy who can get around with showing up like once a month and somehow it's still good. Because, dude, like, last night made sense what he did to Cody because of all those promos he's been doing on Instagram saying, like, I'm taking everything from you. Like, you essentially, you fucked me. Now I'm going to make you pay. And
yeah,
he definitely did last night. And yeah, I just don't think I don't know what they're going to do next week. But back to the camera work. I have to, because we always shit on WWE for the 8th. But one thing I'm liking they're doing that they've done the past 2 weeks is last night they did it with the CM Punk entrance, showing him in Gorilla walk out.
Yeah, that shit's dope.
And then the week before, Sami Zayn, they followed him all the way through the back, all the way to Miz and Truth to turn around and follow them all the way to the ring.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Yeah, like the in-ring, it's crazy, man. Like getting rid of. We're gonna talk about the old regime in one of the news articles, but yeah, I don't know, man. The Rock is just. And I was talking to my boy today, and this might be a hot take. Once again, it's The Rock, so I'll admit I'm always gonna. If these matches deliver at Mania, and the storyline goes well, could you argue this could go down as one of the best Manias?
It could be. It could be. I don't see why not. I mean, the matches that they got lined up for this show are pretty tremendous. So.
Did you see the foreshadowing of the bus in the background?
No.
All right, so we were talking about this, and I'll pull up WrestleVotes, very reliable newsbreaker, that everything is done on purpose. 2 weeks out from WrestleMania, the backdrop of these WrestleMania-specific trucks last night would have been sufficed. I'll leave it at that. When Cody was getting his ass beat, if you go back and look in the background, it was their normal tour bus with John Cena and Stone Cold's face on it.
Oh, Jesus.
I honestly think we're going to get some Avengers Endgame shit on night 2.
Yeah, it'll happen. And at this point, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, God, no, what are they doing? Because I've already been proven wrong with The Rock. The Rock is like, I'm telling you, bro, this work that he's doing right now between the Instagram promos, the shit. Bro, last night, at one point, he's holding Cody. He's like standing over Cody and holding him like by the neck, and Cody's all bloodied up. And he goes to take the belt off, and like it's fucking raining.
Yeah, that was just perfect. That
happens lighting, and it's like, bro, this is like I'm watching a fucking movie. Like this shit is crazy. Like this shit is bugged out. Like I haven't seen a segment like that that's had me captivated on Raw, because everything is usually like predictable or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like these promos where they like it's like they're reading it off of a fucking It's like, come on. And it's they're not gonna cuss. You're not gonna see blood. You're not gonna see this or that. And then if somebody says bitch, you're like, ooh, he said bitch. Yeah. And now it's just like it's a free for all. Now Rock's dropping F-bombs on live TV. They're paying the fines to the FCC, I guess, or whatever, because they have to pay the fines for the beeping.
Yeah.
And Cody's a bloody mess. He's holding Cody's bloody face into the camera,
wiping it on that belt,
wiping it on the Mama Rhodes belt. I'm telling you, bro. If Cody doesn't come out next week with like a sawed-off shotgun or a
come here, bitch,
or an axe, or if they don't start the show with him whiling, like being held back by 40 people and just doing some crazy shit, then they failed, bro. Because if they have Cody sit out till Mania, that's a fail, bro. That's just gonna make him look horrible. I
just don't think they'll do it because they're in Brooklyn, which is a very big wrestling fan base, and it's the go home. I don't see them doing it. I would hope not. I agree with you. The only thing, like I said, and it sucks that we always have to try to find the negative, and I don't, like I said, we don't work there. We don't know behind the scenes, but like, dude, we're seeing The Rock regularly, but we're never seeing Roman. Like, yeah, Roman didn't
even advertise yesterday.
No, Rock wasn't advertised. That was a surprise. Yeah, and it's like, okay, Roman went on Pat's show on Friday, which that was a good interview actually on everything. And then they had their face-to-face, and it's like you said, like they're not fighting each other, Rock and Cody.
Right.
But I think, and maybe like I said, because I love The Rock, so I'm trying to find the positive in everything, that him and Roman, as in Cody and Roman, not getting a lot of face-to-face, doesn't really matter because the tag match happens before the singles match.
Yeah, it's just wild that they're building up such a Rock and Cody like blood feud,
Yeah,
and they're not the ones. He's not like that's not the match. Like that's not the main event for night 2.
Like in a fucked up way. If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have rather have like Rock beat Roman at Royal Rumble and we get Rock and Cody here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I think, and I honestly think The Rock is very much enjoying what he's doing. Because here's the thing, he doesn't have to show up as much. Literally, he's on the board. He can literally be like, "Nah, I'm not coming." Like, I'll show up in Brooklyn. And like maybe because like we don't know what's going on in the acting world. Obviously, he owns like all these other companies, but it's like, but maybe he does feel obligated. He is on the board, like we just said. But yeah, dude, I think when they go to Netflix, I think they're gonna go more like PG-13 on things for sure. Because even like the CM Punk shit, like that segment was wild too.
Yeah, that was great.
All the things they were saying, like, because now you got to think Punk's going to be involved. Obviously, he announced he's on commentary, but I don't know. Drew's just on another level with all this shit. I was happy Seth was able to take out Drew, so Seth looks better going into it. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, last night was definitely good on a storytelling perspective, and it's just. Are we still sticking to our guns that Sunday will be like an end games thing, and on Saturday, Rock pins Cody? At this point, I definitely think Rock's pinning Cody on Saturday.
Yeah, because then that's going to lead to them probably next Mania. I don't know if they're going to do a whole year build on that, which, I mean, I guess they could.
So my prediction, because it's already been reported that apparently The Rock's doing more than one match in this year. I think you're going to get Rock and Cody. I think you're going to get Rock somehow turns on Roman when he loses. Whether it's the Monday night after Raw or whatever, right? Rock turns on Roman. I think Cody beats Rock at Mania because Roman helps him. So Roman goes away, comes back a babyface. You get Rock and Roman next year. Roman's the face. Rock rides out this heel shit.
That's a long time from now.
Because at this point, though, do you ever want... No, he's obviously going to at one point, but you have no interest in seeing him as a face right now, The Rock.
No, I love what he's doing now. I mean, I don't need him, you know. It's just weird because he comes out and he seems like he's a face because he does the goosebump shit, you know.
And that's like... The pops are loud as fuck.
Even his music starts off like, if you smell... Like, that's the, you know, everybody pops that shit. Yeah. And then it changes into some supervillain type shit with the lightning and the
Hollywood rock.
And he just starts doing the slow walk. So it's like, okay, you're like still kind of a face, but you're like a heel. And then they love you, and then they say you suck. Like it's like an anti-hero.
Yeah, I'm definitely on Saturday. I'm very intrigued for the 4 of their entrances.
I can't fucking wait for WrestleMania, bro. Yeah. Like I'm super. Say what you want about, you know. AEW puts on great shows. Even Impact does great pay-per-views, whatever. Everybody does their things their own way. But there's something, it's the Super Bowl, bro.
Yeah.
Super Bowl, like, it literally is. Everybody plans their shit around WrestleMania weekend. Even fucking Ring of Honor, they're having a pay-per-view on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And everybody tries to get their shit in that weekend to try to capitalize. It's like the weekend of, literally the weekend of the wrestles.
Yeah.
So, but it's like
we got Shayna Baszler going to Bloodsport.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to just sit for it to finally be like Saturday and Sunday, and I can sit and go, okay, here's my meal, here's my whatever, and let's watch this. You know what I might actually do? I might actually go to a theater to go see WrestleMania, because they do show them in the theaters. They do show them in the theater. It's just that I got it on Peacock, so why would I do that? But to see that shit on the big screen with like a bunch of other like WWE fans or wrestling fans or whatever, I think it would be worth the experience to fucking do it.
Especially since it's 2 nights. You can watch the Saturday night there, Sunday at home.
Saturday night I could do the thing. Sunday I'll chill at home and shit because I got to work the next day, whatever. And just I might do that. I'm considering it.
Yeah. No. Last night was good. It's just now the thing is, everyone, how do you make next week? Because that felt like a perfect go home episode.
Yeah, right.
Like if there wasn't another Raw until Mania, like I'd get it. But I don't know. I'd like to think WWE is doing good at building these storylines. Like the AJ Styles LA Knight, even though that's just kind of like a mid-card singles match for the show, like I think they're doing that good. And LA Knight's breaking in his house, honking on the horn, yelling, "Yeah." And now I'm starting to like it. It seems like we're getting. I guess we can kind of jump into that. I know we'll hop all over, but Jade Cargill's debut or first appearance is on SmackDown this week. I don't know what you're thinking based off all this, but I'm thinking we're going to get her teaming up with Bianca and Naomi against all of Damage Control. I don't know if that's what you're thinking. That's what I think, though, personally.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a third involved in that angle, but if you have Jade Cargill on your team, you don't really need a third.
I think it's going to be Jade, Bianca, Naomi versus the three Damage Control women.
And then you get your Damage Control, right? True.
Yeah.
What about Bailey? Is Bailey? Because I'm not too much up on SmackDown.
Well, Bailey and Io. Bailey's fighting Io for the title.
Right? Okay, so the rest of so it'll be 3-on-3. Okay.
Yep. So 3-on-3, and then you have Bailey and Io there. Because the thing is, you got to think Jade's wrestling now at Mania. Because if not, why would you even show her on TV before Mania? You would say
that little thing they did was dope. That little she's coming to SmackDown shit.
Yeah.
That little thingy they showed last week. That shit was super dope. I really like that. And that's for all the Jade haters who were like, "Where's Jade? When are they gonna?" Shut up and wait.
Well, WWE is doing the one thing that I think we said it after the post Rumble, that they didn't go Bianca and Jade as much as everyone thought that was going to be a Mania match.
That'll come eventually, though.
I could see that being next year at Mania.
That'll come eventually.
Yeah, definitely. Which I'm happy they didn't pull the trigger. Like, I think this is the smartest move if you do a 6-woman. The reason I say that, we get all the Damage Control on there, right? So they're there. But Naomi gets a WrestleMania match. Bianca's in there, and then Jade doesn't have to go one-on-one instantly.
Yeah.
So I feel it kind of, suffices everyone. Because we were just saying, like, shit, poor Naomi, what's kind of going on here? Now it seems like she might be having a big WrestleMania match.
I think they might. It's like a little bit too much protecting Jade, because it's not like she fucking sucks.
Yeah.
She's not like she doesn't know what she's doing, bro. She can fucking wrestle. She's training under Bryan Danielson. Like, she can wrestle. She's just, the style is a little different. So, I feel like they're just kind of, I don't know if they saw something and they want to kind of change something or whatever. Because again, we're not there.
I think they're just trying to overprotect her. Like, I think they're worried. Well, because you always say, like, you really don't have a second chance to make a first impression.
Nah, bro. That first impression she made at the Rumble was
great. Was amazing.
She fucking literally picked up Nia Jackson.
So the question I have in the chat is, we think that 6-woman tag is going to happen. But the question is, what do you do after?
I guess you have the 6-woman tag, like, I guess after, what do you mean, after that match for them? Yes,
after Mania, like, do you have her and Naomi maybe win the tag titles?
I would I would imagine whoever wins the championships with Jade is who she's gonna feud with later. So I would assume it would be her and Bianca. Her and Bianca win the titles, and then they go on a little run, and then they kind of, maybe they do like a competition thing, like, I could do this better than you. And then it just becomes like a friendly competition thing, which turns into like a little something else. Or they could do Trinity too, but Trinity versus Jade seems to be a little one-sided for me. Jade is just too much she's just too much, bro. Jade is too much.
It's like, she is just jacked out of her mind.
Yeah, she's too much, bro. You stand the two of them next to each other, and it's like, okay, I love you, Naomi, but goddamn.
Like we said at the Rumble, man, now granted, Nia probably assisted a little bit, but she picked up Nia with ease.
Yeah.
Like, with ease.
She probably helped her get up there.
Yeah, but
up there.
Yeah, like, we've seen Bianca pick her up, and Bianca did not do it with ease like Jade did.
Yeah.
And we all praised her.
But it was just crazy how she just plopped her up there.
And then flex.
She was bent forward a little bit. She wasn't completely straight, which whatever. But then she's just smiling and she just fucking flexed and then threw her ass over the top. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, so
that's crazy. Who's doing that? Nobody else is doing that.
No, it's I kind of like they put her on SmackDown. Thought they were going to put her on Raw, but I kind of like her being on SmackDown just because, from just as my observation as of late, Raw shows more female talent, whether it's backstage, but I feel SmackDown. I still feel to this day SmackDown's like the wrestling show of the two.
Nick, I don't know if you're aware of this because I know you're a white Italian male, but SmackDown is the black show, Raw is the white show. I don't know if you're aware of this.
I've never really thought of this.
This has been happening for a long time, but SmackDown's definitely the black people show, and Raw is definitely the white people show.
Oh, that's great.
It's always been like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying it's I'm not saying anything derogatory. It's just
I get what you're saying.
That's the way it is.
Just the way it is. That's great.
It's always been, bro. The Rock just the Rock show, SmackDown.
It is.
He created the show.
Isn't that like wild to think about, like low key?
The Rock show, SmackDown. Crazy, bro. 20 years is longer, right? 25 years or something like that.
Yeah, what was it, like 99 or some shit? Yeah, it might be. Do you think, to ask a question about him, do you think, obviously he's going in the Hall of Fame, even if this wasn't a thing, but do you think this helped low-key solidifies himself if people wanted to add him into the GOAT conversation, like this run here?
Like he wasn't already in it?
Yeah, he was, but do you think this solidifies even more like why he's in it?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like this is the reason why it's weird because it's not like WWE was hurting for a star. Like a couple years ago, they could have really fucking used this Rock because they were hurting.
God,
they were hurting big time for a star. Like they really were. Yeah, like they were hurting. And right now, you got CM Punk, you got Seth, you got Drew, you got Ricochet, you got Nakamura, you got the Roman Reigns, you got the Bloodline, you got Sammy, you got like all kind of people there who can carry the torch at any time. One of these guys can move right into main event.
Yeah.
So you weren't really hurting for like a big star, and then The Rock comes, and he like eclipses everybody. Like he just eclipses everybody. Like it's almost like the shadow that he casts. That's why I like this final boss shit, because that shit would be kind of corny with somebody else.
But it's
like
true.
They call himself the final boss. Like, I think Samoa Joe kind of called himself that before. But like with The Rock, it's like he's actually like between the entrance and the shit he's doing and his presence, like that's the final boss, bro. Like he's him, like for real.
But also, we have to give kind of kudos to Cody last night. He was selling like a motherfucker.
Man, Cody, listen, man. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was dying when The Rock just picked up the trash can and just threw it at his head.
Yeah, he just bonked him with it.
Yeah, I was just like, The Rock was like, "Yeah, bitch."
Yeah, but that's part of the thing too. Like at one point, The Rock picks up a toolbox, and he just kind of empties the toolbox over Cody's leg.
Yeah,
and like, he gets hit in the leg with a wrench or whatever, and then like you could see, because I watched the shit like 4 times already, and I like watched it to analyze it. I wasn't watching it just to watch it, and like it's like it hits his leg, and then Cody makes it a point to go, "Oh, let me sell that. Oh, my leg. Ah, my ankle." So you see him like grab his leg, and I'm like, Cody, you really like? I get you're selling, but dog, pick that fucking wrench up and throw it back at him, bro.
Yeah.
Or pick that hammer up and smash his foot or his knee or something, or get some offense in there, bro. I know Rock has it in his contract that he's not supposed to be taking punches, but I don't think that applies to wrestling, bro.
Did you see all the tweets being like Cody was smiling from ear to ear when he got to blade his head?
Oh shit!
Because we haven't seen Cody bleed in a while.
Yeah,
I think he did with Brock, right?
I think so. Yeah, I could have sworn he did with Cody too.
Huh?
I thought he did it with Seth too. I thought so.
Maybe in the Hell in a Cell match.
Could be, yeah.
But see, and here's where I hate to be that guy. But like, should WWE just be like, "Yo, fuck it, like we're done with this PG shit"? because the reviews there. Because here's the thing: I was a kid in the Attitude Era, and I watched it. Like, I don't know. Do you think they're slowly, not necessarily Attitude Era, because they were doing some wild shit back then, right? But do you think they're slowly getting to the like, fuck it, we're gonna do a little more, like because they have to be seeing the reviews and success just from the Rock shit alone.
Yeah, I think if it was pre TKO, I would say no. But now that we're like in this TKO, like Ultimate Fighting, kind of adult oriented type of shit, I think that they're gonna lean more towards that, especially going into Netflix, which kind of pushes us into this thing here, where there was a report. This is actually, I wanted to talk about this because it's a two-parter. So apparently the Wrestling Observer said that they heard from whatever source they have, they heard that TKO would like The Rock to follow, I can't really read, that's so small, and set a good example for its guidelines on TBPG product. However, many feel the double standard of the Vince McMahon era is back. And then apparently The Rock replied to that and said this story is total bullshit. So this is a two-parter for me. First, we'll do the Rock thing. Again, if it was pre-TKO, I'd probably be like, nah, this is probably just a one-off, just going into WrestleMania. They're kind of edging it up a little bit, but they don't want to lose that PG money. But I think right now, the money they're making with all the hype and everything with The Rock and the merch and just the shit that's going viral and all their YouTube hits, like right now they're like, hey, fuck it. I don't think they're purposely moving towards like a mature product, but they're slowly kind of easing off of.
Like if the shoe fits, kind of do it.
It's super obvious, bro. Like
I hate to be that guy because we hate talking Ray, but dude, they had like 15,000 people there last night for Raw.
Yeah,
for Raw.
It's awesome.
Like, yeah, I mean, like you kind of got it, but everyone's shitting on old boy Meltzer, saying like, "Yo."
And that's the second part of this conversation that I wanted to have. So I'm here to say that the Wrestling Observer is officially washed. They're washed, bro. I don't know what's going on with that company. I used to really like watching those 10-minute Observer videos because they kind of catch you up on little topics and stuff like that, and their opinions kind of mirror mine at what they used to. Because to me, I felt like they would always, especially like Brian Alvarez when he would do his, because usually the 10-minute videos is Brian Alvarez and Mike Sempervive, you know, or it'll be Brian Alvarez and what's his name, the wrestler,
Lance Storm.
Him also, and the wrestler I like that I can't remember his name for some reason because I can never remember anybody's name. The dude that wrestled in, he was supposed to wrestle on the New Japan show, the AEW New Japan show. He was supposed to wrestle Adam Cole, and then Adam Cole got hurt.
Oh shit!
Fuck is his name? Why can't I ever remember anybody's name?
I know who you're talking. Fuck.
But anyway, it's usually him. It's usually them. They'll do like the little 10-minute videos about whatever topic, and I would enjoy them. I'd watch them. But lately, like I've been watching those videos, and like they're so anti AEW now that it's like it's fucking weird. Because the consensus was that they used to be a little too pro AEW, and they were very anti WWE because WWE was kind of whack. You know, it wasn't the best, but they were slowly getting better. And now it's like he's kind of like, especially Meltzer, he's like sucking WWE and every little nitpick you can think of for AEW they're coming up with now. And it's like last week Brian said that the fucking main event, the Edge and Christian match, was like a WWE main event from beginning to end, including the finish. It was like a complete WWE match on AEW. I was like, no, the fuck it wasn't. What are you talking about?
It was a great match too.
Like I don't understand that shit. So it's like those people are washed, bro. And all the rumors that they're supposedly hearing, they literally get disproved the next day.
Yeah, every day with every company. I don't know. I think Meltzer's doing that bias towards them because he also covers UFC. So I think he's trying to get that bag.
So I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if Meltzer's losing his mind. I don't know, what the deal is, but they're washed, bro. I'm done with them.
Sean Ross Sapp's really the best one at all this shit, in my opinion.
I kind of just like for my news, I kind of just dude, I go to multiple sources and verify they're all saying this pretty much the same shit and go with that, bro. Because I can't trust anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know who's saying what's true, what's not true, who's backstage, who's not. Like, I don't know, bro.
The big thing, though, because you mentioned AEW, that when I see stuff like this, right, like what they're doing with The Rock and just a bunch of their storylines, we say it all the time. In my opinion, personally, I think you're going to get way better storytelling in WWE. But AEW, you're going to get on a Wednesday, you could get this Dynamite looks like ass, and next thing you know, it was an amazing episode, which is good, right? I wish AEW would dive into the storytelling more because it's a billionaire running the company, so they have the same money, resources, and they have the talent that can do it. Like, that's the thing I just wish they would do more.
Yeah,
so I think that would take them to that next level, 1,000%.
And AEW doing things like this is definitely going to help them. Mm-hmm. Where they just made a recent signing. So they signed this Kosha Irby, who's got ties to like different football teams. Also has ties to WWE, working and promoting live events. So this is going to be a big deal for them. Again, this is more in line with the things that Tony, I feel like, needs to be doing. Like, you need to be hiring more people that have experience, more writers. You get some writers in there. You don't have to have a whole room full of writers, bro. You could just get somebody that you trust, that you like, that understands like the business from, the past and the present, and kind of can meld all these personalities, and, they can get a big ass clipboard and start putting pins and connecting dots. And that's the kind of person you need. Someone who knows your lore that can like put it all together for you. And then they go to you approve it.
Pat Patterson was on record multiple times saying him, Vince, like Joe Briscoe and Pritchard, and them would like a group of 6 would like sit at Vince's pool and like write the shit. Like, so that's what I agree with you. You don't need like this whole room of people.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I think we're at the point now where every big name talent is off the market for a while.
Yeah.
Like big name. Not like, whatever, so-and-so's contract's up, whatever. Like big names are out there. I think are locked in. So now it's like, all right, Tony, now you got what you need. Now you got to push with it and do this other shit. Because they got the potential. They have it there. Because
not to sound like I'm shitting on AEW or we're shitting on AEW, because bro, that Danielson Shibata match, boy, that shit was fucking phenomenal. I enjoyed the shit out of that match. I don't understand these people who were like, oh, they're just sitting there slapping each other. This is stupid. And like, bro, you're like, I guess people just like, if you're indoctrinated into one thing, and that's not the right word either. If you've just been watching WWE for like all these years and you're used to that style of just like headlocks and chain holds and then spots and then you rally up and finish, that's fine. But there's like so much different wrestling out there. Like, again, we're not big experts on what is this that I'm stepping on? We're not big experts on New Japan, but in New Japan, they have that fighting spirit shit, which is you beat the shit out of each other, and it's kind of like a video game where like you're fighting and you're depleting this guy's energy bar, and then you hit this guy and it builds up a little bit, and then you deplete until they can't take anymore, and then they collapse. That's kind of like what they do. So Danielson and Shibata had a fucking New Japan match on AEW TV, and it was fucking awesome. I don't see how you can not like appreciate that.
So do you think that the problem that could potentially be lying there is that maybe not as much AEW fans watch other things like a lot of people think? Like, do you think that could be the problem though? Not like problem, but do you think that could be like one of the things?
I think most AEW fans, like, how could you be an AEW fan and not at least be up on WWE? Like, you wouldn't be watching. I mean, I feel like you wouldn't be watching AEW if it wasn't for you watch WWE. And, you know, there's probably some people who, like, there's probably a bunch of people who watch WWE and then they kind of got sick of it. You know, 2019 was kind of rough. I will agree. Maybe they got kind of sick of it and they looked for an alternative, and, you know, maybe Impact wasn't doing for them. And then AEW came along and they started watching it and they just were like, oh, shit. Our good friend Top Rope Squishy is one of those people. She was a diehard wrestling fan. She loved WWE, and then she just fell off on it because the product wasn't doing it for her. And her husband introduced her to AEW one day. He was watching it, and she saw Statlander and was like, oh, I'm back. And, you know, it does happen. So, I don't know. I can't gauge this audience anymore. I think we, like, people like us, people who do these podcasts, we're a bit of an anomaly because we're watching almost everything. And that's not even true because there's so much. Because I'm not watching GCW anymore. I haven't watched GCW in almost like a year. I canceled my Fight subscription. I tried to get into it. It's just not for me, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's bad. I just honestly feel like it's just I can't watch all this. I can't watch more wrestling, bro. I can't. Like, I was scrolling through my TV apps the other day, and there was a XPW app, and I downloaded this fucking app, and I put it on, and it's like all this free wrestling on there, and I'm like, man, I can't fucking watch this shit now. Like, this is too much. Like, it's just too much shit. So,
like, dude,
to answer your question, I don't know, man. I was just saying, like, I can't really gauge the audience anymore because I feel like we're like anomalies because we kind of watch multiple things. I said we watch everything, but that's fucking impossible. We watch multiple things and we catch things here and there, and, you know, we try to appreciate like wrestling all around. But I just think there's certain people who, like Top Rope Squishy, bro. She used to watch WWE. She stopped. And then one day her husband showed her AEW and she was like, oh, shit, I like this. And she just started watching AEW.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just everyone's cup of tea. Like, I bet you there are fans out there who just watch AEW and none of the other stuff, too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so maybe that, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you ever really figure that out. But I guess sticking on the AEW wrestling thing, the Nigel McGuinness news, if you want to pull that up, I don't know if you have that one. But yeah, Nigel McGuinness disclosed that he recently returned to a wrestling ring. Friggin' wild. He said, I can still wrestle today, you know. I got in the ring last week. Felt perfectly okay. Sometimes people say it's a lot easier for you to choose yourself to quit, and I don't think it's the case.
Long-term storytelling with the clam digger, Bryan Danielson.
Yep, that's where I was just going. This has to be a match potentially at all in, right?
It writes itself, bro. This guy's been going in on Danielson for months.
Yeah.
For months he's been going in on this guy. And
yeah,
it's like,
so that has to be a thing.
Yeah, I'm like, are they leading to a match or what's going on? Why is this guy going so hard? And then come to find out he's cleared and he's been getting back in the ring slowly but surely. Yeah. So, hey.
Which good for him. I'm glad he is.
That's great. That's really cool, man. Technology, bro. These guys who get hurt and they can just miraculously, you know, you take some time to heal and then you work your body the right way and you can come back, dude. It's awesome.
Well, you know what I was thinking of today? Actually, speaking of healing, when do you think we get MJF back?
I could have sworn he was going to come back the last pay-per-view, man, and nothing.
Do you think they're going to try to hold off because of Adam Cole?
They might be. They might be kind of holding off on that instead of having him come back and dealing with Samoa Joe. Maybe they have him come back and screw with Adam Cole. But, like, when is Adam Cole going to be healed?
That's what I'm saying. I felt Adam Cole's been, which obviously it's not his fault. Well, his control. I felt he's been hurt for a minute.
Yeah. Like he had his, I don't know if it was a concussion thing or what happened that he was out the first time. Then he came back, hurt his ankle. And that was a while ago, bro. That he fucked his ankle.
When I went to Full Gear in November, he was on crutches.
Yeah.
So you got to think. And he was hurt well before that, too. I think it was in September, right? Wasn't it at Grand Slam? Actually, I think it was at Grand Slam because they had the elevated ramp there. Yeah, because who was MJF fighting?
That's about 7 months, bro. Like, I don't know how long it takes to rehab an ankle or whatever, or how hurt he was, but it's already been 7 months. So I don't know if he's going to get cleared soon or what's going on, but it doesn't seem like he is because he's still wearing that big ass boot. And I haven't heard anything different. So I don't know. It's not like exactly this devil thing is going that great anyway.
Nah, dude, I hate that it's not either. Like, to be honest, like, you don't want to see it not go, but this thing's just like, because now you have Wardlow losing, like we were saying the other week, like.
Yeah, like I like what the fuck? Like, what was like? I didn't want to see Joe lose, but for Wardlow to just lose clean and pass out in the middle of the ring after all that, like I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
And then it's like, what are you gonna have him maybe realign with MJF? I don't know. I feel Tony doesn't know which that's gonna happen. You're not gonna know what to do with that. Everyone, but I really feel he doesn't know what to do with Wardlow.
And Wardlow, not for nothing, but Wardlow's like the total package.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's someone you got to think like WWE might look at eventually, right? Like, you would think
that dude, I don't get it. Like, he can wrestle. He could do more than just power bombs, bro. We've seen it. This guy does a swanton, a crispy ass swanton bomb. Like,
that's the look. He can talk on the mic.
He can promo. He's a handsome dude. You know, he's a young guy. He's got a great look. His music is over.
I don't get it, man.
Everything's over.
And
like why isn't this guy like the biggest thing ever? Like I don't.
You said, man, they had the perfect opportunity too when he beat MJF at Double or Nothing in 22. And then I don't know.
That moment when he came out and he was like, "Oh, where's the ring? I don't know where it is." And then he's like, "Oh, here it goes." And he put that shit right in front of CM Punk. Like, that moment right there, it was like, "Oh, this is perfect." Like, that whole storyline was perfect. Then Punk could beat MJF. MJF, now you feud with Wardlow. Like, they transitioned right into that. He beats MJF, squashes the shit out of him, and then
that was it.
Nothing happened. Nothing. Yeah, he disappeared for months off TV.
Yeah, and it wasn't hurt either.
And it's not like he came out and failed. Like, if he would have come out and just cooled himself off because he kind of sucks at the mic or he just wasn't having good matches, that'd be one thing. But he just fucking disappeared.
Bro, that's the Double or Nothing I went to. And going into that Double or Nothing, like in that weekend, if you remember, that's when the whole MJF thing rumor was going around that he left town, big argument, whatever. So he was getting even more heat. So Wardlow was going into that thing insane. I would argue, but it's a hard one to argue in a way, but more people were in for that than Punk winning the title from Hangman. Like, because everyone knew Punk was beating Hangman going in.
Yeah.
And when that started the show off, I'll never forget. And the crowd was just super hot because he came out to no music. Because remember, MJF took his music.
Yeah.
And then everyone was just like, Wardlow. And I was like, yo, like, this dude, I thought he was going to be world champ by the end of the year, or at least within a year.
Like that shit when MJF was out there with Sean Spears and they were fucking giving him the 10 lashes and he was just like laughing. I was like, oh, hell no. This shit, there's no way to fake that. Like, he was really lashing the shit out this guy. That motherfucker was just like giggling about the shit.
I've been enjoying his NXT stuff so far.
So I haven't seen anything that he's done, man. I'm probably gonna watch. I'll watch NXT. What's today? Tuesday.
Yeah,
today's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
NXT comes on tonight. Shit. It's
yeah.
trash.
So
I'll probably watch NXT tonight. Just to see
that's the other two. We have to talk about next weekend quick. So on Friday, you have SmackDown, you have Hall of Fame, you have Ring of Honor. Back up Thursday, I think that's when Bloodsport is. For whoever wants to watch that, obviously, right? Then Saturday day, you have Stand and Deliver, NXT. And then, which, to be honest, that's a lot of wrestling in one day. I have to tune in, though, because I really do want to see Trick and Mello. I do want to see that match.
So then you're going to have Night 1 WrestleMania.
That's why, yep.
And Collision at fucking midnight, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not probably.
Listen, bro. Tony, I'm sorry, bro.
That's got you should
you bugging, bro. You think I'm gonna stay up till fucking 3 in the morning? You think I'm gonna watch all that wrestling all day and stay up till no, bro? You wilding, bro. There ain't no fucking way.
There's nothing you could put on that card that can't wait. In my opinion, nothing on that card that can't wait to have during Sunday breakfast.
After WrestleMania, I'm going to bed. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna have my fucking bowl of cornflakes at 8 o'clock, and I will watch Collision.
Yeah. But then, so
Done.
Stand and Deliver. The only thing you're getting out of me live is Trick and Noah. I will watch that live because I don't want to see highlights. I want to watch that. And then if anything else was really good from that card, I will go back and watch
I'll
it.
check out the card and see what's going on there and see, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably watch the whole show just because I'm probably not going to be doing anything that afternoon anyway.
Background kind of TV if needed.
Might throw the grill on, you know what I'm saying? Barbecue some fucking steaks up, get everything ready for that night, and have that shit in the living room.
Yeah, I feel you.
I do that. Might do that.
Now, question for you when it comes to AEW, because they just. You think Motor City Machine Guns are moving there? They are now free agents.
I'm a really big fan of this tag team, and I will say that they're very good, but they've been doing this for a long time, and they're not. I hate to be that guy, but they're not what they used to be. They're still very good though, so I'd like to see them go to AEW if they're going to actually treat this tag team division with any kind of respect. It'd be cool to see them in there having good matches, but I wouldn't be opposed to them just popping up every once in a while either. Like if they go back to New Japan or something and they just pop up during the New Japan crossover pay-per-views, that'd be cool too, bro. Because I think they got plenty of tag teams already in AEW, and it's like you're not even using the ones you got properly. So
they seem like a tag team that's just gonna hop over.
Yeah, because those are championship caliber guys. Like,
oh yeah, we know that
caliber guys. So if you're not gonna put the belts on them, then don't fucking waste their time. Like, don't bring them here just to have them, and like, it's just don't do it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get quick thoughts on that, and then we've talked about this before, but with Swerve. Is Swerve going to be? My tweet I put World Champ 2024. Once again, I'm biased. He's probably my favorite wrestler in AEW right now. Do you think we see him actually? Because we've talked about this, I think, a couple of times this year already. But do you think we actually see him as world champion this year? Like, I say so. We see his body there.
Yeah, there you go. You see his body. The chain is what it looks like. But these pictures are not propagating properly. But it's weird because right now we're heading into All In, and you would think that the right move is to put the AEW World Title on Ospreay at All In, but they've been pushing this agenda with Swerve where he's going after Joe. He's the guy, like, crowd loves him. He seems to be primed and ready. He's healthy. He's having great matches. Like, he's fucking over. Everything's perfect.
Yeah,
for a Swerve championship run. But I don't want it to be like 2 months and then he drops the belt. Even though he would be dropping it to Ospreay, but I don't think you're gonna have Ospreay lose at All In to continue Swerve's thing over there. Like, I think you got to get a big Ospreay win in the UK.
So who do you? Because I think he's gonna win it at Dynasty, and I think it's gonna be him and Ospreay at All In. But who do you think is more important to be champion right now for the company's sake? Like, do you think it's Ospreay then or Swerve? Right between the two.
Right now, I would go with Swerve because like, Ospreay just got there. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. He's got to get his wins up. He's got to the rankings, whatever. Swerve's already up there. Swerve's record speaks for itself. So, and I just want to see Swerve have that championship and just have these matches that I know he can have with these like Danielson. I want to see him wrestle Omega. I want to see him wrestle Ospreay. I'm dying to see him wrestle Takeshita next week. That's gonna be the shit. Actually, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
That's gonna be fucking outstanding. So I want to see him have these matches and defend the title. So I feel like it would be Swerve right now. I wouldn't be mad. I think Joe's run, if he loses that Dynasty, I think it's okay. I think
he did his course.
Yeah, he had a really great run. I appreciate Joe. I love Joe.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me say a bad thing about Samoa Joe.
Same.
So if it was anyone else, I'd say nah, keep it on Joe. But since it's Swerve, like I'm like, yeah, I think it's a good time to fucking give him a run.
Joe's the perfect person to lose the title, and it's going to elevate that next person because Joe has such credibility just between his history and his size alone. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much been a world champion on every brand he's been on, you know. So, no, just wanted your thoughts there because he's doing his thing. One who we don't want to see do their thing anymore. I don't think anyone's wanting to see this person probably do their things right there since probably about the early 2000s.
Yeah, this isn't Chris Van Fleet, by the way, even though the picture says Van Fleet and it shows a picture.
The quote that's above it says, Hulk Hogan, in shocking fashion, confirms he'll never wrestle again. I would have loved to have had that last match, but now it's completely out of the picture. I'm just too beat up from the surgeries. I think if I took a couple of bumps, you'd probably have to cut me up again. But no, I really wanted to have that last match. But here's the thing. So I'm assuming his last match was in TNA, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I wonder who it was against. I don't remember.
I have no idea.
But I don't even why are we even asking? I get interviewing him.
I think either he was asked because I don't know if the whole interview's out. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was he alluded to asking about a last match and that was his answer. Or maybe he was just saying it because there was talks of something, like one of those Ric Flair pay-per-views that Ric Flair did, the Ric Flair's last match or whatever. Maybe something like that was in the works or something with someone, and there was light talks.
Wasn't it 5 to almost 10 years ago? Didn't they want to actually push forward with Rock and Hogan? Not Rock and Hogan, Cena and Hogan.
Oof. I don't even remember
Didn't they at one point, if I remember?
I don't even remember that. And even 10 years ago, I was like, no, this guy's washed, bro. What are you talking about? And that was 10 years ago, bro. So imagine now. He would do a better match than Flair probably did. It would probably be a little better. He might be able to take a proper bump, maybe.
You know what pisses me off, though, about Hogan?
One of the many things.
Yeah. So I'm watching the trailer because it was on the trailer for the Bray documentary, which I'm amped to see that on Monday. Not missing that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are they interviewing Hulk Hogan for this?
He had literally nothing to do with
nothing. Didn't wrestle him. Wasn't even a thought. They were never on the roster together, actively wrestling.
I don't think they ever interacted in any way on camera that I saw.
No, so never. He never did. Hogan was never doing the thing in the ring, and Bray and them came out. Nothing like that. I don't get it. I feel he's in everything, but
I don't know. I guess just because he's a legend, I don't fucking know, bro.
But dude, that documentary is gonna be sad for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be real sad. I can tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, because it's crazy. It's still crazy to think he's no longer with us.
No. Just hearing his voice in the trailer and shit, it's just fuck, man. He's had such a distinctive voice that his voice is very it's weird. It's almost like you hear pain in his voice. And I hate to say that because obviously, the dude went through a lot. He's no longer with us or whatever. But whenever he did promos and shit, you could almost hear that. I don't know if it's pain is the right word, but you could almost hear that emotional weight to the things that he says. You can hear it in the way his voice kind of cracks and kind of reverberates. Just such a distinct voice when he was cutting promos. It's just terrible, man. Terrible loss.
His father, though, is going into the Hall of Fame next weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, then I imagine that's probably going to be in a emotional speech because we know the wrestling fans. I assume the Fireflies will probably come out during that thing. They'll all turn their lights on and stuff. So
I can kind of see why they're not putting Bray in this year, just because they're putting his dad in. I would have got it if they did it at the same time too.
Apparently,
Yeah.
this is why the documentary's coming out. That's what someone said. There was a report that pretty much this was a Triple H call because of not doing the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And it's weird because you would think since they're doing a doc that they're gonna put him in, since they're kind of shining light on him or whatever.
But do you think it's like how many years do you wait to do it? Like if it's not so next year, like is it a lock for next year?
For me, the Hall of Fame thing is like you get into the Hall of Fame. Obviously, he's no longer with us, so I don't think there's a real time frame that it matters when you put him in. You could put him in this year, you could put him in next year, you could put him in 5 years from now. I don't really think it matters. But like for wrestlers who are like Rey Mysterio, like why? Why did we put Rey Mysterio in the Hall of Fame and the motherfucker's still wrestling? Like that makes no sense. For me, the Hall of Fame is like your career. I think I already said this. Your career's over, you're in the Hall. Like that's how the Hall of Fame works. So, but I think for Bray, it doesn't matter when. But I understand why they didn't do it since they're putting his dad in this year. Like, you know, it's supposed to be like a, you know, classy moment, happy moment for, you know, IRS. So, then you're gonna have it really sad with the son, and it just I get why they didn't do it.
Yeah, because you could do it next year because Mania seems like it's a lock now to be in Minnesota, Minneapolis. Depending, if you would have asked me any other year, I would have thought Lesnar would have gone in because that's where he's billed out of. He wrestled there. But with everything going on there, who the hell knows?
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. And I think the last thing we got here, kind of in that scenario, Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey, beautiful. I always thought
great picture. Let's just leave that there for the rest of the show.
But she claims Vince McMahon was never truly gone from WWE, which I think we all alluded to.
Everyone knew that.
Yeah, but she said he was never gone while I was there. He was just phoning it in through Bruce Pritchard, which a lot of us thought. My agent who works with Endeavor, he was telling me, he's completely gone now, I swear. And I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it because everyone said he left before. He never left. He was there by text message. I don't truly think we lost him from that company until this most recent thing. Now that TKO is the thing and all that, I definitely think he's gone now. I know we kind of talked about it off air, but what do you think of Ronda just kind of taking like these, pretty much besides Triple H, she kind of went in on there saying she'd never go back. And it's weird. The only thing I didn't like, and I found kind of bullshit, she never talked bad about her first run. It was more the second run. And conveniently, the first run, she was champion for like 98% of it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I found a little like, well. But the other shit I also see at the same time.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, I think it's cool when you have someone like that who just like don't give a shit. And she's just going to say what she's going to say. Because she had that whole thing with the fans that she went in, she was going to war with the Twitter fans and shit.
Yeah.
And she didn't give a shit. She didn't back down from it. She didn't apologize. She's like, nah, I said what I say. You guys are fucking assholes. And they are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And she just spit facts that, bro, the first time Vince supposedly bounced, we all knew that motherfucker was still in control and texting and rewriting shit on the fly and sending people home. We knew it. Yeah. We all knew it. And she was in there and she fucking knew it. Even her people told her, like, nah, he's not going, bro. He's here. He's still running shit. It's still Vince's world. Yeah. So I think now, though, he's actually out.
Oh, yeah. I don't think TKO is playing with all that shit.
She kind of alluded that she's like, doesn't really believe that he's out right now until she sees it or whatever. But I think if she was there, she'd be singing a different tune. I'm pretty sure he's not involved in jack shit right now.
That company would have to be very stupid to do that.
Yeah.
Because
there's no purpose in having him there, bro. He's a fucking 77-year-old man. What does he know about trying to do anything current? Like,
did you see what she said about Charlotte in there about the match? Which I thought was cool. So she said that Charlotte was like aggressively arguing and got her way. Thank God. Once I said her and Rhea weren't supposed to get as much time as they did at Mania last year.
Really?
And Charlotte was like fighting, like, no, this will happen. And they gave it to her, which thank God, because as we say, we praise that match on this show.
It's the best
Crazy.
women's match I've seen in fucking I don't know how long.
Because one women's match is in Wrestlemania, the 2 title matches and the 6 tag match, I think, so far. Because I heard they want to do 14. That's what the report was. 14, 7 a night. Because the only matches that haven't been confirmed that seem to be a thing, it seems like we might be getting like Andrade and Ray versus Dominic and Santos.
And we just had Andrade and not Andrade and Ray. Oh yeah, Andrade and Ray. Because we just had Santos Escobar and Ray wrestling on Raw for nothing.
Yeah, so we saw that. So that's a rumored match. Maybe they'll
get Dominic and his dad again.
I think it's somehow because if you remember on SmackDown, it was Santos and Ray, and Dominic got involved.
Yeah,
and they made it
Did
seem
you
like
see Becky Lynch punch fucking Dominic right in the fucking face.
Bro, I gotta give credit to Dom on that because he knew that was coming.
Bro, the more I see of that kid, man, I've been giving him props for a while, bro. That kid, man, he fucking. If there's one thing I can say about Dominic Mysterio, bro, he gets it 100%. Like, he understands the business. He knows what to do.
Bro, he got booed at his own wedding.
He knows how to react. He knows what to do to get the crowd crazy. He knows how to sell shit. Bro, he knows what he's fucking doing in there. Technically, might not be the best. The 619 still kind of sucks. It's the slowest 619. Riho does a better 619 than fucking Dominic Mysterio. And his dad invented the move. But, bro, other than that, bro, that kid, he rules, bro. Dominic fucking rules, bro.
Yeah, I'm a fan of him. I'm trying to see something.
But that slow motion gif of her punching him in the face, he just like, it almost looked like which Justice League was that when Superman he was in slow motion and he punched somebody and their face just looked like jelly. Like that sort of fucking was fucking awesome.
So I'm gonna read. We're not gonna give obviously predictions yet. I'm just trying to count how many matches there are announced as of right now. So you got the men's tag match, like the Cody match. That's 1. Cody and Roman, Seth and Drew, Bailey and Io, Rhea and Becky. That's 5. Sammy and Gunther 6. The U.S. title match 7. Jay versus Jimmy 8. The tag ladder match 9. And AJ Styles and LA Knight 10. And then this site has predictions. It has the 6-woman tag, so that'd be 11, and that's it so far. Nice. So if they just went with 11, there's no way they're doing that because that's only 6 and 5.
Right.
So you got to think they'll probably do something with Ray and Dominic somehow, some way in there. You know what I hope they do? I don't think they're going to do it, though. I wish they'd bring back those tag team showcase matches from last year. Do you remember that? The tag showcase match when it was like Braun and Ricochet versus Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, Street Profit. Do you remember that?
I think not really, honestly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Go back and watch that. That was really, really good. And then they had the women's one. It was like Chelsea and Sonya versus Ronda and Shayna. Who were the other 2 teams?
Shit, I don't even remember anything about that.
The women's one, I don't remember that much. But they did 2 fatal 4-way tag matches. That like pretty much won a title opportunity. So I don't know if they'll do that again. Oh, yeah, because I don't know. I hope Bobby gets on the card, man. Bobby Lashley is the only one that I don't. Unless they do him and Karrion.
Talking about not knowing what to do with somebody, bro. This
Dude, I just think I think Bobby and the Street Profits both are falling victim to this final testament shit. Because I feel they don't want to give up on it yet, but they don't know where to go.
I feel bad for Karrion Kross, bro, because I like Karrion Kross.
Same, I like him.
I like him. I like him and his wife together. You know, I enjoyed him in NXT. I know certain people didn't like him or whatever.
Oh, I love him.
I like the guy. I like his Saito. I like his moveset. I think he can be great when he's, great. But it's like everything that they try to do with this guy, it gets nothing. Like, it gets nothing from the crowd. He comes out with this Final Testament shit, and they don't give a fuck that he's there. Nobody cares.
Dude,
He gets
wild.
raid, nobody cares. He cuts a promo, nobody cares. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why? Like,
and the crazy thing is, Bobby Lashley, I like. Street Profits, I like. AOP, I like. Karrion Kross, I like. But I can't give a single fuck about all of this together.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's weird. It's weird.
And I love Paul Ellering with AOP.
Yeah,
like,
I love Scarlett. I'm even happy B-Fab's getting involved with it. So I love all these people in it. I just don't like what's happening.
Yeah, I don't get. And I feel bad for Karrion Kross because it's like he takes the burden of that, like the hate. You know what I mean?
Do you really? Because remember, if you remember in NXT, he was very over. Like, there wasn't fans because it was during COVID, but online, everyone loved him. Yeah. Do you really think, and it could be a yes, and it wouldn't shock me, that him doing that stupid thing where he was wearing that ugly-ass mask and all that before he got released, do you think that just hurt him that bad?
It didn't help.
Because remember when he came back, he feuded with Drew, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And I think after the Drew feud, it was just... But I also think it's because Drew beat him every time, too.
I mean, when he came back, they straight sent him to the Roman Reigns thing. Like,
yeah, they put the thing there.
Came out with his leather jacket and shit, attacked Roman and choked this guy out. And it was like, oh, shit, he's back. All right, cool. Let's go. Karrion Kross is here. Let's do something with this. And just...
Because he's the guy that has everything you want in a main eventer. He's got the look himself. He's like, even like the dumb things. Like, he's got the tattoos.
Yeah.
He's got the cool entrance. He has the hot wife. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's got everything. So it's like...
I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is about him that he just can't, like...
And it's weird because Triple H was the one that booked him in NXT.
Yeah. That fucking... Like, I'm telling you, that executioner's mask... And getting that executioner's mask and then coming out with the NXT title and getting rolled up in 1 minute by Jeff Hardy in his first match on Raw. That shit did not help. It did not help.
I wonder what Vince McMahon
was wearing, bro.
Like, what was Vince McMahon thinking with that? Like, to me, that I didn't
understand. I don't know where he got that idea because this dude never wore anything like that. Like,
do you think the hair, as dumb as it sounds, the hair could be a problem?
He's got to the hair's got to go.
You think he's got to go back to the bald shit?
Go back to the bald thing with the goatee. Go back to the wrap gloves and the freaking Speedos and the boots and start choking people the fuck out.
Dude, because I remember that entrance.
Go back to that.
That first entrance he made in NXT was sick.
Bro, that first match that he had against poor Leon Ruff. Poor Leon Ruff.
Beat the shit out of him.
He beat that guy unmerciful in his first match. I mean, he came out and he Saito suplexed this dude into the fucking ground and choked him the fuck out. And the entrance was fucking amazing. Like, the entrance was dope as shit. He came out, they did that. And on top of it all, you had Mauro Ranallo selling the whole thing to us, the viewers, as he was in there. He said something like, what has NXT unleashed on what has Triple H unleashed on NXT? Or he says something like that. What has somebody released on NXT with Karrion Kross here? And I was like, okay, great first impression. I like this guy. And in NXT, he was great.
Dude, I thought he was going to be a main eventer, WrestleMania main eventer, for sure.
And it's funny because and when he first showed up in NXT, because I didn't know much about him in TNA. I wasn't watching TNA at that time when he was there. I didn't know anything about him there. But when he showed up in NXT, the first thing I thought was like, if there's a Vince McMahon guy, it's this motherfucker right here. He's got a hot girl. He's got a kick-ass entrance. Great look. Vince is going to fucking heat this guy up. This guy's going to get the rocket pack and just be the biggest thing ever. And
you know who else I thought was going to be a big Vince guy, and he lasted about 30 seconds? EC3. I thought the same thing with him.
Bro, that's another one of those guys that I'll never understand how that didn't work out with the gimmick he had coming into NXT, because it was literally the same thing he was in TNA.
Yeah, the top 1%, and
it was Ethan Carter the third.
Yep.
He just wasn't calling himself Ethan Carter. It was just EC3. But bro, when he came out on that fucking Alexa's stupid talk show shit.
You know, I think it was Moxley who said it in an interview. It's like, that's what killed him.
Yeah. You just sat there and didn't let this guy say a fucking thing, and you made him look like an asshole. Like, what is he supposed to do with that? How's he supposed to come back from that? He couldn't say a thing. One of the best things he does is talk, and you made him mute. You muted the guy. Because
then after that, which I loved this, by the way. I know we didn't know each other then, but not the whole aspect of it, but after that, he became a 24/7 guy and was helping Drake Maverick. Do you remember when Drake Maverick was doing the 24/7 shit though online? That was great. That was great. That was a dude who saw an opportunity, because he's still there, isn't he? Somehow in a backstage role.
That shit with his super hot wife.
Yeah, and they got the wedding.
Never able to consummate the marriage, and he was finally gonna do it, and he kept getting interrupted by R-Truth.
Dude, that's a dude who took something on social media and ended up on Raw because of that.
Yeah.
I'll never consummate the marriage. And then I remember that motherfucker was walking around the airport with his shirt on and the title. And I'm the WWE 24/7 champion.
Yeah.
That dude, that was cool. That was the only
24/7 or whatever it was.
Yeah, and that stupid title reign. I didn't even like R-Truth with it. He was just funny with it. But him and Drake Maverick were good with it. Like Drake Maverick, I think, was the best. It's not a compliment, but best 24/7 champion.
I'm so glad that shit just.
Yeah, it was Nikki Cross, right? She threw it in the trash.
Threw that shit in the fucking garbage can, and we haven't seen it since then. Thank God.
Thank God.
That was the stupidest fucking thing ever. Like,
dude, I knew it was doomed from the second we saw the reveal of the belt.
Like, even the hardcore title, like, the hardcore title itself was terrible because I always hated the way that shit looked. It's just a destroyed winged eagle belt with tape on it. Like, that fucking always looked like shit to me. But at least it was like, okay, it's the hardcore title. It's defended 24/7, and these guys will go out there and fucking kill each other in a hardcore match to try to get the belt. But this 24/7 shit, Mick Foley brought that belt out. I was like, how much fucking money did Vince have to give you to try to sell this shit to us that this is a good thing? The 24/7 championship, get the fuck out of here.
You want to hear something wild? I love Mick Foley, right? I like, who doesn't? And he kind of bitches about the company a good amount, but the second they call him for a bag, my man's there.
I can't blame him.
No, I don't hate it. Like, did you see the photo he posted though from him and Undertaker at Hell in a Cell? And it has the wine bottle in the center of the ring.
Oh shit, nah.
Dude, that had me popping. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, Mick Foley really don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you right now, if I got a call from Triple H and be like, hey brother, we need I heard your podcast and I want to have you guys come out here and record. I'll be like, when do you want me there, sir?
Anything.
And please and thank you, sir.
I'll be an enhancement talent. I'll give a fuck.
The biggest shill. I'll be wearing WWE. My whole background will be a big WWE shirt, hat, rings. So I'll be like fucking Sasha Banks with WWE rings on.
I'll have both of the world titles on my shoulders. Just I'm flexing.
I'll have that Giants belt on my neck, the fucking winged eagle belt around my waist, one on each shoulder. We'll be doing the WWE trash cast.
Only talking that, nothing else.
What's that? You want me to talk shit about AEW all day? All right, you got it, sir. Yes, sir.
Fuck them.
Salute. Yes, sir. I will do that. Fuck me. I'm not gonna blame Mick Foley for selling out. Shit.
Hell no, dude. That's what everyone says. Like, that's why at the end of the day, like, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Tony Khan's paying these talents so much money." Hey, that's his problem, not their problem.
I'll sell out in a minute.
Yo, if Okada's really making $5 million a year, that ain't his problem.
Did you see people who were mad that Jake Roberts got a deal?
Yeah, like why?
Did you see that shit?
Dude,
people were like, "Oh, why the fuck are they signing Jake Roberts? He does nothing." And I'm like, bro, only on fucking Twitter can there be people mad that somebody got a contract re-signed. Like, why the fuck are you mad, bro? What do you give a fuck that Jake Roberts is doing? If he's not doing anything, great. Who gives a shit? It's Jake Roberts, bro.
And let's keep it a buck. He's probably not making a shit ton of money. So
right, great salary for money. He's fucking he wouldn't.
Even if that dude's making like $90 a year, that's amazing.
That's a little low. That's a little low for me, bro.
You think he's making like 500 G's?
You gotta. If I'm Jake Roberts, you gotta be paying me at my age to be flying around and walking out fucking Lance Archer to the ring. And he does a lot of outreach shit too, though. Supposedly he does a lot of outreach work, and he does some other stuff behind the scenes. You got to be paying me at least 250, 350, something in that range.
That makes sense.
You're going to have to give me something of that nature, bro. I'm Jake fucking Roberts, bro. Like, you're not giving me $90,000 a year to be doing all this bullshit. Ain't no fucking way.
I want to know.
You go pay fucking Serpentico $90,000. You're not paying me.
I want to know who's making, like, who's on the road a decent amount that's not really making shit.
Probably a Serpentico. I hate to say this.
Like, what would you think, like, a Sky Blue's making? She's on TV a lot.
She's probably making bread. She's on TV a lot, bro.
But do you think that was in her initial contract, though? That's why I guess I used an example.
Herself over. So I don't know if they do like, you know, hey, you know, what? You've gotten yourself over. People love you. They want to see you more. We're gonna up your contract a little bit. I don't know if they do shit like that. I don't know. But her initial contract probably wasn't shit because she was pretty much unknown except for the indies. So now she's like, fucking, it's all about Sky Blue. She's on fucking TV every week.
We know.
So she's probably making, you know.
We know why she's on TV every week.
Hey, man, I ain't mad.
No, me either. But we know why, TK. We see you.
I ain't mad, bro. It's like Shawn Michaels, bro. Shawn Michaels got these.
What's her name? What's the one everyone's
enhanced talents coming in?
Who's the one?
I don't know this new girl, bro. I'm still stuck on Jada Parker.
Yeah, Jada Parker.
Another new girl who's coming in that she's like, dog. Her proportions are ridiculous, bro. I don't mean to objectify, but goddamn, Shawn Michaels, you like, where you getting these IG only Instagram only fans?
I'm still on Lola Vice.
Yeah, I mean, but at least Lola Vice was like a UFC fighter.
Yeah, he's fine.
She's in the fucking UFC. She's fights. She's got a great record. Like, she's a fighter and a grappler, and she's super hot. So I can, you know, okay, I get that.
Jada Parker.
Some of these girls are coming out and like he's straight getting these girls off of IG pages, and it's like, what the fuck's going on, dude? Where are you getting these people? You gotta be paying me like $350 if I'm Jake Roberts, bro. Like Serpentico probably ain't making shit. As much as I love Angelico's probably not making fucking 150,000 maybe. Like I wouldn't think he's making a lot, even though he works his ass off in Ring of Honor, but. Yo, have you seen Angelico's like his shit from Lucha Underground? Mm-mm. Bro, that guy was a fucking beast in Lucha Underground.
I low-key want to go back and watch Lucha Underground.
I see that shit on my when you know the smart TVs have like that free TV shit.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's literally a Lucha Underground channel. That's all they play.
Lucha Underground a Netflix thing originally, if I understand correctly?
It was on Spike TV.
Oh, why did I think it got on Netflix at one point?
Yeah, I think it was on Spike TV for a while. It might have gone on Netflix. I don't know. But I know it was definitely on Spike TV for a while. Or I don't know if it was Spike TV or there's another channel. There's like I hate to say Mexican channel, but there's like it's not a Spanish channel, but it's literally like a Mexican channel. They show like shit like that. And Lucha Underground was like one of the things they had on there. Even the name was like overtly racistly Mexican, but I can't remember what it is. But I know it was on there too. But bro, I've watched like Kill Shot, which was Swerve's. Swerve was on that. He used to wear a mask there and called himself Kill Shot. Matches that he had on there were fucking insane. Io Sky was there. This bitch was a fucking 2-story. Remember that video? I think I sent you that video.
Yeah,
jumped into the ring. Like this crazy bitch. And she was wrestling Penta. Like, I was like, yo, this shit, I can't believe I didn't watch this shit when it was out. But I was so like WWE.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not watching none of this other shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not watching that shit. I don't know these people. And look at all the people that were there that I missed that I could have known about all those years that are now in AEW that like, not all of them, but because
but everywhere. They're everywhere.
But it's like, I missed out on that.
Yeah.
I can rewatch it, but it's like, damn. You know,
it still doesn't hit the same.
But it's crazy. And Angelico's like highlights from that shit is insane.
Yeah.
Like he's really awesome. I would really like to see them do more with him.
Yeah. But I think that's going to do it for us today. I think we hit everything. We're going to be back next week, not on Tuesday, but maybe a later day to do a Mania run through at some point, and Ring of Honor probably run through and recap on Bloodsport and everything, all stand and deliver, and just
It's going to be nuts. So we're going to figure out what day would be the best to get the freshest episode out, because it's just going to be a nutty weekend. So
yeah,
I don't even think there's a right time to do it. We're going to miss something, but we're going to try to figure out the
we're
best.
going to try to hit it all. But yeah, just, next weekend as wrestling fans is a great weekend just to realize why we love wrestling. Let's not just sit here and try to bash on everything all weekend like weirdos. Let's enjoy all the shows. You know what I mean? Let's enjoy Ring of Honor. Let's enjoy, I would say the big shows for the weekend realistically are probably Ring of Honor and WrestleMania. Stand and deliver, obviously, for the big NXT watchers. You know what I mean? We'll see there. But I think that's going to do it for us. For me, I'm Nick Anicelli. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nick Anicelli. Follow us on Twitter at wrestlingistrash, but most importantly, YouTube. Wrestling is trash. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The views have been great. Talk in there. Let's get it going. Thank you for supporting us as always. And that's all I got. Lou, if you want to take us home.
Yes, sir. Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash, Trash Boy number 2. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for the views. Thank you for joining us once again on another episode of this fabulous podcast where we talk about all things professional wrestling. If you would like to be so kind, you can go to Instagram and type in Wrestling is Trash. And when you click in that bio, you'll be able to hit all of our content, including the link to this YouTube page where you can click on the little notification bell and be told whenever we drop a new episode or live reaction video, which we had a blast doing last time. So we're trying to figure out when's the best time to kind of do those, just because schedule wise things are, a little crazy. But eventually we'll get some more stuff like that out for you guys to watch. But for now, thank you for joining us on this Trash Boy adventure. So guys, next week is going to be nuts. We're going to be talking about a lot of things.
Everything.
Unfortunately, Perry Saturn will not be one of those things, but you never know where he may or may not appear. Bro, did you know Perry Saturn once stopped a robbery?
Yes, I did actually.
Fun fact. Perry Saturn, fun fact.
Yep.
Let's start throwing
fun
that in.
Fun fact of the week, Perry Saturn.
No, yeah. Perry Saturn fun fact of the week.
Yep, that's going to be a thing.
It's going to be fun facts. It's every week, and it's all going to be about Perry Saturn.
Yep.
Until he comes on this show.
Yep.
So, guys, from the two of us to you, enjoy wrestling. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time.
Peace.